Hello and welcome to Empathic's Journey YouTube channel. Hi there, I'm Aklady. I am facing my fears and setting myself in front of or behind the camera. Hopefully, I will have some community members join me today to ask some questions, have some dialogue. We'll see. If not, um, as always, we're trying to learn and see what people are interested in. So I'm going to hang out here with my nice cup of tea for a little while. Um, and we'll go from there. So, I guess we can get started and talk about who we are and what we do in Empathic's journey or what brought us here. And um, lots of mitigating factors. Um, you have to forgive me. I really do feel uncomfortable in front of people, especially in front of cameras. As you can tell, I'm a little bit of a wild woman. Um, Over 50, fluffy, um, and a bit of a homebody, but someone with strong interests and um, research and understanding into all things spiritual, metaphysical, um, psychic, occult, mediumship kind of thing. So, with that being said, we'll dabble into a little bit of everything in our channel. Feel free to ask questions when you stumble across this. Know that this is the very first broadcast that we have, and a live broadcast with someone behind the camera. We are slowly and steadily adding in backlog of our podcast that we have in our Empathics Journey Discord server. So weekly we do Talking Esoteric podcast with myself, Aklady, my trusty partner and fellow journeyer, Adfang, not life partner, partner in crime, and our newest member, Luna Tempest. She has decided to join us within our podcast to bring different perspectives and different ideas, as we all share different practices and paradigms. So hopefully that helps you understand us a little better. And you have to forgive me. Like I said, I do not like being in front of the camera. I'm a little bit of a rough and ready, kind of wild kind of child. So, if you're sitting here listening to my voice or looking at my face, kudos to you. Um, so that kind of covers like who we are and what we do on a weekly basis. We also engage frequently with questions within our community about topics ranging from practices, different belief systems, tarot, astral projection, a lot of psionics, um, magic, witchcraft. We have a lot of different practitioners, and we like to bring everybody together to be open to listening to different perspectives because, as we all know, that's really, really important. Um, because we can get really closed off. We also really like to focus on finding balance between mundane and metaphysical, right? So everyone isn't just jumping off the deep end into everything is a sign. Granted, um, we receive a lot of information. How we receive it varies, but not everything is necessarily linked to um, spiritual ideas and grandiosity. It's like, how do we stay grounded um, within that? And also, uh, thank you. If you hear the hacking and coughing in the background, that's just my chihuahua trying to get um, attention. So, Mr. Max Allen. So, hopefully, this will help you kind of get an idea again about who we are, what we do, um, what interests we have, being called, we've named ourselves Empathic's Journey because um, a lot of it starts with empathic or leaning into what it means to be an empath or a highly sensitive person, whatever label you feel comfortable with. I think that's always kind of a real sticky situation. Um, we're all sensitive and we just have varying degrees of sensitivity or areas in which we are a little more in tune, sensitive, um, connected to. So um, that's kind of who we are in a nutshell. We really believe in being able to practice and develop free from a lot of control and manipulation because we find that in a lot of online spaces, just like we find it in a lot of religious spaces where people feel they have the right to tell you how and what you should believe, what your practice should look like. And there's a whole lot of telling others that what they do is wrong or that it needs to be more difficult or less natural or less intuitive. And so that's kind of our whole thing. Like, we, I personally don't believe that. Um, I'm open to a lot of ideas and different practices. And I think the more we open ourselves and allow ourselves to understand um, through other people's lenses, I think it makes it a lot more holistic and a lot more natural when it comes to it, um, to our practices. And I think it helps build and understand. That's not the same as like just seeing someone practice something and, ooh, that looks like fun, so I'm going to take it. It's actually interactive where we're listening and seeking to understand because um, a lot of times it's through the understanding of a shared experience or a similar experience that helps us to realize that, oh, maybe that's what that meant instead of what this is the most common practice and belief system is. So there's a lot of variations there. And I guess I'm just going to sit here and monologue. Um, yeah. So hopefully this will have piqued your interest, depending on what time, what day you tune in. If you do tune in, it is January the 3rd, 2026, which is really crazy. Um, let's see. So Empathic's Journey, the Discord server, has been live and growing as a small community since October of 2022. We have members from all around the globe. Um, I think we've got members from almost every continent, which is really cool. So we're all in different time zones. Um, and there's usually someone around if you want to jump in, join us, take a look around. There is um, a little bit of a process. We have really tried to streamline it and make sure that directions are there. We do like to keep this a very safe online space, open to all, but we also know that there are, as Ed Fang likes to say, bad actors out there or people who have intent that is less than positive and focused on collaboration. So, again, there is a bit of a process to join us. It's quite simple. You're limited to the channels that you have access to. We do ask that you read the rules and verify that. We are a 21 plus server. And the reason for that is we've changed back and forth over the years, originally being a 21 plus server. Then we're like, no, everyone should have access to it, 18 plus. And then we recently went back to 21 plus because of a lot of the subject matter that we discuss. We do need not just maturity, but we also want to make sure that everyone is safe from any untoward beliefs or intentions. And I'm just going to leave that there. For many of you, if you've been in online spaces, I think you might catch the gist of what I'm saying. So, let's get it started. So, join the conversation because communicating with each other, sharing our experiences, especially with the metaphysical, with the empaths aspect of it, with the psychic, with the mediumship, there is a lot to unpack. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of concern. For those of you out there like me, there's this, worry. Oh my God, am I crazy? This isn't real because we're told for so long that, oh, you're just being sensitive, or oh, you just have an active imagination, or you you know the language, you know the tone. And that's not necessarily so. So, we spend a lifetime denying and learning to kind of quiet down that internal voice because it doesn't suit the narrative of others. And so the self-denial, the limiting of our own personal understanding kind of dampens our spirit as we continue to try to fit into society at large, or make ourselves smaller or different so that we can fit into what is expected around us, whether that's at home, whether that's socially, culturally, religiously. Um, so there's a lot of little subtle differences, and as we begin to understand how we, one, receive information, two, how we process information, how we connect to the energetic um, around us, right? Um, that helps us to develop a sense of understanding. But as we begin to move away from self doubt and we begin to build trust within ourselves, we start to understand and develop more fully our sensitivities. Not gonna lie, I say, it is my understanding that many of us in these, we'll say, energy work as a whole um, aspect of life, there's a strong leaning towards neurodivergence. um, I say that as for the last 3 years being in a community where we see so many different people, and um, whether it's the way we think, whether it's the way we process, whether it's the way we behave, we are. I think there are many who are um, just a little bit different in how we process. So, however you want to label that, that's okay. That's up to you. I'm not here to affix labels. I'm not here to tell you how you should be, what you believe you are, and what you deny you are, right? That's not my job. My job is to be here, one, to listen, to help support, um, and to help you, if you so choose, to find your authentic voice. That doesn't have anything to do with me and me telling you how to do so. What it is offering support, offering a space that's safe to talk and explore, um, to share in activities with others who have different skill sets, right? It's all about tools in the toolbox. Whether, like I said, whether it's starting to understand your clair senses, how you work, which clairs are the strongest, right? Because most of us have access to them. It's just a matter of if we're open to them or not. And at the beginning of your journey, the clear sense that you sense or senses that you say are the strongest or you feel most connected to um, may not be the strongest as you develop your practice and you start to step into your own agency and into your own authority and understanding of how you work. And there's this beautiful ebb and flow as we move, as we change, as we develop, and as we grow. And so, like, it's not about doubling down on the one because the one is what I know. It's about being open to explore and to understand um, and grow. Right. I mean, for me, it's really about learning and growing and appreciating the subtle differences. Um, Again, hopefully that helps. This will not be edited. Everything is off the cuff. I find for me personally, that's the way that I work best. So you will hear a lot of ums and ahs as I am formulating thoughts and um, trying to share ideas with you so that you kind of see maybe who we are, and if you're interested. Um, let's see, what else? What else can I tell you about Empathic's journey? Like I said, we're a great community. So many amazing people from all walks of life and all across the globe, um, who share so many interests in different things, that overlap and connect. We do monthly tarot group practices, where people come in and we connect and essentially, read, um, for each other. It's several hours long, but it's fun to help those develop. Or if you just, wanna gain confidence, you want to, um, give it a try and see how you read intuitively, or if you're more structured, that's great too. Just kind of step away from the books and, become more confident in who you are and your practice. Let's see. You can see me looking over at my calendar. Um, yeah, our monthly group tarot event will be on January the 8th. Um, and that will be 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I have to do the math because currently I am in Alaska. Uh, and so everybody on the East Coast is 4 hours ahead of me. And then let's see, we're getting back into um, group practices that generally is focused on developing your psychic abilities. Um, so we do that quite frequently. Again, we hold a closed circle. So we do ask that people come in, they show that they are interested, and then we can hold a circle between 10 and 12 people. So we do things like that. Um, Again, we have our weekly Talking Esoteric podcast where we cover many different subject matters, topics. This last week, we discussed um, psychic attacks and what they may look like, based on each of our individual practices and understandings. We also answer community questions that are in the chat for people that join us. And so this is a very, very, very tiny space. Um, but hopefully, if it's something that interests you, if it's a subject matter, a topic that you're interested in, you will feel free to comment, suggest. We're very open to ideas and different thoughts and different explorations, even if it is outside of our comfort zone or our practice. Well, I will specifically. Adfang does pretty good too. Luna does as well. We really like to do a little bit of research and offer, our perspective. And I guess that's kind of what it all comes down to. If you like talking and sharing or listening to, three different people with three very different practices, talk about um, different things and share their perspectives, well, then, this might be the channel for you. So let's see. I'm almost 30 minutes in. I would love to say thank you so much for those of you that do go through and watch this. It's kind of crazy. I thank you for your time and your energy, because we all know that our lives are crazy busy, and it's not always conducive to be right here and right now. But if you take the time and you share your time with me, whether it's now or later on down the line, I do appreciate it. Again, if you are interested, what do all the YouTubers say? Like and subscribe. Feel free to search for us on Discord. Um, you know, we'd be happy. Yeah, we'd be happy to meet you because we really do um, love meeting new people. This is not just me from my perspective. I think that's part of the beauty of community is there's this kind of shared excitement when somebody new is open and willing to join us. Um, have a chat, um, connect, ask some questions, join in a conversation, share your experiences, share your perspectives, and that's kind of the beauty of it. So hopefully I will get to meet some of you in the future. Hopefully some of you will actually take some time to listen to this. And on that note, I hope that you are warm. I hope that you are healthy. I pray that you feel safe and comfortable where you are. And please take care of yourself. Talk to you soon. Bye.